A lot of times people think of SEO, which I like to define as people searching everywhere online, and they see it and they get scared, they get frustrated, and more importantly, they get confused because there's a lot of different things. If you type in how to do SEO or how do you rank on SEO or what is SEO, you are going to get thousands upon thousands, if not millions of results. Today, what I want to do is I want to look at 3 misconceptions of SEO, and we're going to look at them and we're going to also see how you can then do better SEO. So the first thing that we want to tackle is that we want to tackle this idea that SEO takes a long time. So there is some truth to that, but there is also not some truth to that. So the answer is, does SEO take a long time, or can I rank quickly in SEO? Yes. A lot of times what you'll see is that SEO takes at least a minimum of 3 months, if not 6 months, 9 months, and a year. So the answer is yes, good SEO is going to take a long time. Good SEO that continues to help you rank is going to take a little bit longer and will also not take a lot longer, but will stay a lot longer and help you stay consistent a lot longer. So there is a little bit of a difference, but there is something that you can do based on your industry, based on your competition, that you can start getting what I like to call low-hanging fruit. So it may take a while to maybe start to make some real big headway against some really competitive keywords or competitive terms and companies that you are going for. But the thing is, though, is that you can start doing SEO and look for some low-hanging fruit when you first get your website. So a couple things that you can do is, one, look at your competition. A lot of times we think, oh man, I gotta have all these complicated tools, and that's totally fine. I get it. You're a small business owner, or you're on a budget, or you're just starting this and you're not really sure, and all these things are coming at you. Well, the easiest thing to do is to type in your industry, type in what you do, type in your competition, look in the area if you're a local business at other people's page and other businesses, and see what it is that they're doing. Look at their title, see what the title says, what are the words that you see consistently that they are putting there. But also look at their Google business profile if they have one, and look at the services, look at their description. Just do a little bit of looking at what your competitors are doing and think about what it is that you do, what it is in the service industry that you're doing, what is it that you do that you don't see these words that they are putting on there. Now, we do need to remember, you don't want to use technical jargon. So if it's a word that your customer wouldn't use, you don't necessarily want to use that unless it is a word that your customer knows and it is a technical term and they may be looking for that. But you want to think through, how can I compete against my competitors? How can I show up on Google by thinking of phrases, thinking of questions, thinking of words that people may use, and then start thinking, well, how can I implement that on my page? You don't want to keyword stuff, but you want to start thinking, hey, well, maybe if I add a frequently asked questions section to my page, that's a really great way to answer specific questions that people may be asking, and then write some content on there. I can maybe write some blogs and think about that keyword or key phrase or question and write a quick blog about it. Maybe I can make a video about it. Maybe what I can do is I can put that in my title tag as long as it fits your business. Put it in my Google business profile. You want to make sure that you are looking at some low-hanging fruit. You don't want to not try to go for the big guys, right? You don't want to try to not go for harder ranking words, but you do need to try to go for some low-hanging fruit, because then what happens is that you start getting some more traffic, and if that traffic stays, and if you start to gain more authority, and you are using your experience, your expertise, your authority, and you're making sure that all of that is tight and that you are really showing that and making sure that you're iterating as you go along and really thinking about, hey, what is it that my customers are asking? Then that's how people will start to see that your SEO is actually working, and you're going to start to get more impressions, and you're going to start to show up slowly more in Google. So that is a great way. So yes, SEO may sustain you. For it to sustain you, yes, it may take a while, but there are some low-hanging fruit that you can start getting right away and start chipping away and get a little higher, so that you can show your experience, your expertise, and your authority, so that people will know what you do and you'll start to be shown higher. The second misconception is that your paid ads are the same as your organic ranking. So your paid ranking is the same as your organic ranking. So a paid ad is right if you're on Google and there's a whole bunch of different things that say sponsored, those are paid ads. And then you have the ones below that, that's organic. And so what happens is that sometimes people think like, well, maybe they see Apple or Google or Amazon or Walmart or some big company, right? And they see, wow, they have a sponsored ad. And then right below that, there is a organic ranking right underneath that. Like they're showing in both places. And so they think, well, okay, so obviously because they got a paid ad, maybe they're also going higher in the organic rank. But that's not how that works. Just because that you have a organic ranking and a paid ranking, those are entirely separate. Now, the thing is that your paid ads may bring you more traffic, but if people aren't staying, and if it's not a page on your website that people are then going to other pages and you don't have internal linking and all that, then that's not going to help you. Now, paid ads can definitely help increase your visibility and brand awareness, but it doesn't help your search rankings. And so what I see happen sometimes is that businesses, they will have a paid ad and they may not have very good on-page SEO, which kind of goes back to our last one where SEO may take 3 months. Where it doesn't, you just have to add keywords, right? Or key phrases. You have to start thinking, well, maybe my website, maybe organically my website just isn't very good. And all the traffic that was coming to my website was only coming through paid ads. And so now that I've stopped paid ads, no one's coming because my on-page SEO isn't necessarily showing up because people were just clicking the ads. They weren't clicking the organic search. And so what you want to do is, again, think of keywords, think of key phrases, think of what the things in your industry that you can start ranking for, and just start doing a Google search and start adding that to specific places on your website. You see here by this graph that I have that by helping a couple of businesses just starting to add some keywords and to re-optimize and think through their keywords, how they are able to start getting more impressions and starting to get more traffic, which is eventually going to start to get them more rankings as we continue doing that. But you can see even from where the red line is that once we started adding keywords, that they slowly started to get more impressions, that they started to get more traffic because we were now speaking to their customers. Because what can happen a lot of times is that as you build a website, you don't really think of keywords, and if there's no keywords on it, it's just kind of this island out in the middle of the Google Sea, and no one goes to it because they don't really know about it, or the only reason they are aware of it is because that there's some paid ads. And once your paid ads go away, you no longer are receiving traffic. You're no longer receiving any sort of traffic because all the traffic was 99% paid ads. And so you want to make sure that you're organic, and if you are doing paid ads, that both of them are doing really well, that you're optimizing for keywords. Third thing that we want to talk about is the biggest, and that there is a right way to do SEO. And what I mean by that is that there is only one way to do SEO. You've probably heard that. But then you maybe have talked to a company and then you talk to another company, you've looked up online, you've talked with other businesses, and all of them have different opinions, and you're thinking, well, okay, I thought there was only one way to do it, but now there's like 5 other things that people are telling me. And so there's not really one specific way to do SEO, and there's not one right way that if you follow this, you're always, no matter what, you're going to get it. Now, there are some core principles, there are some things that you want, there are some strategies that you want to look at, but you also need to realize that there is industry specific strategies that what may work for a fitness website may not work for a dental website, and it's probably not going to work for some B2B SaaS website. You want to make sure that you adjust and tailor accordingly to specific context and to specific industries. You want to make sure that there are some SEO principles that you're following, or the business that you're following, that you want to make sure that they are following best practices, not the only practice, but that you want to also make sure that they're following good practice by adding keywords, by making sure that there's key phrases, by thinking of core principles of schema and title tags. And if you don't know what any of that is, that's all right, because it's important that if you do find an SEO company that does that they follow those things, but that they're also able to adjust and tailor specifically for your context and for your industry and what you do. Now, SEO is also going to evolve, and it must, the strategy that you apply, or the company that you work with, must evolve and apply it differently across various industries and as SEO changes. Back in March, there was a big Google update, and that changed some things. There's probably going to be another Google update. There was a Google update 2 years ago, 3 years ago. There's always a big update, and search engine changes how they think of and how they rank, and you want to make sure that your SEO evolves and stays consistent. So taking all three of those together, you want to make sure that you do a couple of things. One, that you follow core principles. Two, that you add keywords and key phrases and do some competition lookup and make sure that you are optimizing because people are searching everywhere online. And number three, you want to make sure that you're going for some low-hanging fruit, that you are taking the time to actually do a little bit of research and find words that maybe not be as competitive as much and that you can start ranking for immediately, and to make sure that your organic rankings stay up. Because remember, paid rankings versus organic rankings are different, and you want to make sure that your organic ranking is on point and that you are actually getting results from that. If you have any questions about any of this, leave a comment below. Check out my website. I'd love for you to download my 5 essential elements to making sure that your website is effective. I hope that you enjoyed today's video, and remember that SEO is a constantly evolving thing and that you want to make sure that you stay ahead of it, but it can be a little confusing to stay ahead of it. And so you want to make sure that you're watching videos, that you're reading articles, but a lot of times those things can get really kind of muddy and kind of be more confusing and frustrating. You want to make sure that you're just following SEO core principles and evolve and use those principles and strategies for your specific industry. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below, like and subscribe as they always say. Hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you later.